All praise be to the Most High God. The Most High God comes first. This stream is brought to you by LIVE Products. LIVE, live now. We're live now. If you're in the Trinidad and Tobago area, you can order these LIVE products. You can contact me, WhatsApp, or call 319-4788. That's 319-4788. If you find the stream is too long, don't forget you can always speed it up after the stream is done, 2x, and run through it. All right, good. I'm going to make a case for why LeBron James can be called the greatest player of all time, and the team's, yeah. All right. And whereas I would say that Michael Jordan is not and Kobe Bryant is not when we're comparing these three. I'll explain the case that I make for him. However, it depends on what criteria you're talking about. Now, basketball is not an individual sport, it's a team sport. So when you say greatest player of all time, you're really basically saying the most valuable player on a team or on teams. So let's go into it. You ready? Let's take that journey. LeBron James. LeBron motherfucking James. Let's go into him. See him with the Cavs jerseys on. He won a ring for his original playing team, the Cavaliers. All right. He also won rings for the LA Lakers, and he did a two-peat for the Miami Heat. So every team LeBron James has been on, the Cleveland Cavs here, I'm looking for the Heat here. Every team that LeBron James has been on, he has won a championship for them. Let me say that again. Every team that LeBron James, he also was on the U.S. Olympic team, the Dream Team. I think they call them Dream Team too. And they won Olympic medals as well. So every team, let me say it again, every team that LeBron James has been on, he has won a ring for them. Okay? Let me say it one more time, because this is the focal point here. Every team, LeBron James has been on three teams: Cleveland Cavaliers, the Miami Heat, and the LA Lakers. And every team, not some of the teams, every team he has been on, he has delivered a championship to. In fact, with the Miami Heat, he delivered 2 championships to. I may be wrong. It could be the LA Lakers. I'm not sure which one it is. But he delivered a championship to every single team he's been on. And you have to understand, it wasn't he came in as a piece to bring the victory. No, he led these teams to victory. He was the alpha male. He was the leader of these teams. Okay? All right. Let's look a little bit at LeBron James' career. This is his career stats. 24.4 field points, 7.8 rebounds, 8.2 assists, with a field goal percentage of 51.3%. Look at those stats. basically 24 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. 24, 8, and 8. This is his career. No, sorry, my bad. This is the LA Lakers. Sorry, this is the LA Lakers. My bad. So this was his career stats. Let me get into him right here in Wikipedia. All right. So LeBron Raymond James Sr. Was born December 30th, 1984. Is an American professional basketball player. That's the year that Michael Jordan came into the league. For the Los Angeles Lakers of the National Basketball Association, NBA, nicknamed King James, he is the NBA's all-time leading scorer and has won 4 NBA championships from 10 NBA final appearances, having made 8 consecutive appearances between 2011 and 2018. He also won the inaugural NBA Cup in 2023 with the Lakers and has won 3 Olympic gold medals. 3. Fucking hell. As a member of the U.S. national team. James is widely considered one of the greatest basketball players of all time. And let me just tell you where he got his championships from. Okay, let me see here. So we have his 4-time NBA champion in 2012 with the Miami Heat, 2013 with the Miami Heat, 2016 with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and 2020 with the LA Lakers. This man is the most valuable player. If you want somebody on your team that's going to elevate your team and get your team a championship, you hire LeBron motherfucking James. That's what you do. That's what you do. Okay. Born and raised in Akron, Ohio, James gained national attention at St. Vincent St. Mary's High School. Was heavily touted as a future NBA superstar for his all-around scoring, passing, athleticism, and playmaking abilities. At prep to pro, James was selected by the Cleveland Cavaliers with the first overall pick of the 2003 NBA draft. He won Rookie of the Year and quickly established himself as one of the league's premier players, leading Cleveland to its first NBA final appearance in 2007. Its first in the history of the Cleveland Cavaliers, its first NBA Finals appearance in 2007, and winning the scoring title in 2008. After winning back-to-back MVPs in 2009 and 2010, he left the Cavaliers and joined the Miami Heat as a free agent in 2010. Controversial move announced in the nationally televised special title, The Decision. With the Heat, James won his first 2 NBA championships in 2012-2013, earning MVP and Finals MVP honors both years. After 4 seasons in Miami, he returned to Cleveland in 2014, leading the Cavaliers to their first ever championship in 2016 by overcoming a 3-1 deficit against the Golden State Warriors, of all teams, and ending the Cleveland Cavalier and the Cleveland sports curse. He signed with the LA Lakers in 2018, winning another title in 2020 and becoming the first player to win Finals MVP with 3 different motherfucking teams. In 2023, he surpassed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to become the NBA's all-time leading scorer. And in 2024, he and his son, Bronny, became the first father-son teammates in league history. In 2025, James was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame as a member of the 2008 U.S. Olympic team, also known as the Redeem Team. Off the court, James has earned further wealth and fame from numerous... Okay, we don't want to talk about it. So, I mean, his record speaks for itself, you know? In his rookie year, he led the Cleveland Cavaliers to their first playoffs. He's like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, when he came in the league with the Bulls, led the Bulls to the playoffs, right? Michael Jordan took 6 motherfucking years, from 1984 to 1990, to win a world championship. Okay? LeBron entered the league in what year? 2003, right? And it took him 9 years before he won his first championship. Okay. Well, the Cleveland Cavs couldn't make it happen. You got him in the playoffs and everything. It took him 9 years. But this motherfucker, you know, in fact, he had to leave the Cleveland Cavaliers, go to another team, right? He went to the Miami Heat. Remember, he's developing as a player. When he goes to the Miami Heat, he wins 2 championships. In 2012 and 2013, he wins 2 championships. Goes back to Cleveland Cavaliers 4 years later and wins them a championship. Okay? And then 4 years later, in 2020, he wins another fucking championship. Okay? He's still playing in the league. Longevity is another thing that LeBron James has. Longevity. He's still in the fucking NBA playing. And he's not like he can still jump. He has almost all his faculties, everything that he could have in the game. He still has it. Consistency and longevity. If you want consistency and longevity, LeBron James has it. I always think about Scottie Pippen as well. Scottie Pippen had consistency, longevity. Anyway, that's another story for another. So, my critical point. Let's look at Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan without Scottie Pippen couldn't win any championships, right? That's okay. But here's the thing. The only championship team, the only team that Jordan, and I give him a lot of credit for what he did and how he pushed the players and everything. But the only team that Michael Jordan could get championships out of was the Chicago Bulls. He couldn't get no championships out of the Washington Wizards. He also played for the Washington Wizards. Scottie Pippen, as great as he is, couldn't get another world championship out of another team. Now, Scottie Pippen wasn't leading any of the teams. Okay, he led the Bulls, but he didn't lead the other teams. So you could say he was a piece in the puzzle that they wanted. But nonetheless, he more paid, I think, forward position. But still, at the end of the day, he didn't get no more championships out of another team. Bill Russell was a career Celtic. He never played with nobody else. Kobe Bryant, career LA Laker. Didn't play with nobody else. Magic Johnson, career LA Laker. Didn't play with nobody else. Think about what I'm saying now. This is something that LeBron is doing nobody else has done in the history of the NBA. In the history of the NBA, no one goes from team to team to team and not just is on the team, and because he's on the team wins the championship. No, we got players like that. We got what's his name? The rebounding guy. That was on the Pistons and the LA Lakers. We got Robert Horry, who's been on the LA Lakers, had been on the Rockets and won championships, No, we ain't talking about that. We talking about somebody who will lead the team to victory. LeBron led the Cleveland Cavaliers. He led the Miami Heat. He led the LA Lakers to their victories. You asked me which player I'd like to play with if I had to have a basketball team to get championship. Michael Jordan or LeBron James? Well, the proof is in the pudding. I picked LeBron James over Michael Jordan because I know LeBron James could play with anybody and any team and get a victory. LeBron James had nobody with him when the Cleveland Cavaliers won. He led those Cleveland Cavaliers. They didn't have no star players on that Cleveland Cavaliers team. And he went back to Cleveland and got him a victory. Right? Why is it that LeBron James can do that in his career? I'll explain. Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan couldn't do that because of the way in which they led. It is the manner in which they led that prevents them from getting championship victories with other teams. They need other pieces of the puzzle with them, co-leading. Michael Jordan had Scottie Pippen, Kobe Bryant. Besides Shaq was a guy that he had as well. But besides Shaq, he also had, what do you call that guy? I forgot his name now. They call him Meta World Peace or whatever his name was, his original name. There was a certain player that kept the team together as a glue. And as much as they built that team around Kobe Bryant after Shaq left, it was certain players. You see, because the personality of Kobe has to be dialed back with another personality. You remember, it's not about individual sports and it's not about individual desires. Kobe and Michael Jordan were driven by their individual desire for greatness. And they just so happened to be in a team sport, so they had to drag their teams along with them. And no disrespect to Michael Jordan, you have to have a certain competitive edge to deal with certain teams in the NBA. He's absolutely correct. But there is a way to encourage and to inspire people to get to that level and to handle that challenge that Michael and Kobe did not initially know, but they learned how to do that. Phil Jackson, if it wasn't for Phil Jackson, Kobe ain't winning no rings. If it wasn't for Phil Jackson, Michael Jordan and all of them wouldn't win no rings. Phil Jackson was that bridge
to kind of know how to encourage people. Phil Jackson knew how to encourage Luke Longley and get him to do better. Michael Jordan initially had a problem with Luke Longley, and he used to chastise him. Chastisement does not inspire Luke Longley. It does not get him to play the games he needs to play. At the same time, you can't let Luke Longley relax, right? This was Michael saying. So he don't want to pay Luke Longley too many compliments because Luke Longley would just relax, right? So my point being, Scottie Pippen knew how to deal with players as Phil Jackson did. That's why Scottie led and was the guy that was the point guard that would send, he would deliver the passes to certain players and he would get certain players in the game. And he didn't care if he was hot or cold, you're going to get some shots to get you in the game because the more offensive weapons they had and with the sound defense they had, the more options they had to proceed with offense and the more they confused the team. If everybody always know the only scoring player on the team is Michael Jordan, you know how they do these highlight reels with Michael Jordan? You swear Michael Jordan the only scorer on the team. And it's bullshit. Y'all need to have a balanced picture of the Chicago Bulls. It wasn't just Michael Jordan. Yes, don't get me wrong. Michael Jordan was behind a lot of things that made that team successful. I'm not going to take that from Michael. Okay? Michael was in the background pushing them, in practice pushing them, by example pushing them. He would chastise. Michael was brutally honest. He would chastise certain players to get them to get serious about it because he felt he wasn't serious enough. So Michael Jordan was necessary for that Bulls team to have success. No ifs, buts, or maybe about that. That's not what I'm saying. But when it comes to team playing and getting teams to all be involved in the success that's at hand, he was not good at doing that. Because Michael always wanted the ball. If it's the final shot to be taken, he always wanted the ball. And I understand that, and that's good. But, bruh, you can't always want the winning shot. People going to predict that, and then they just triple team you, right? And take it away from you. So Michael Jordan was more like Kobe Bryant, was more of a ball hog than he was a team player. Michael, because he was such a celebrity, because Kobe was such, and the eyes are always on them, they became ball hogs because they wanted to wow the crowd and wow people and show how great they were. And if they could have been a little bit more selfless, like Scottie Pippen, man, the sky would have been the limit because these guys were very, very skilled, very talented guys. But Pippen was a humble guy. He was very skilled. He was as skilled as Michael Jordan, if not more skilled, but he was unselfish. And that is the key thing about LeBron James. LeBron James and Scottie Pippen truly understood they were playing for a team. And they have to get all team members involved, not just defensively, but offensively as well. Everybody must get a shot at that basket. We're working as an organism. We're working as a team. And that's the thing that Scottie Pippen more built relationships with team members so that they would work as a team, as a unit. Right? Kobe and Michael Jordan were interested in winning. And they were interested in preparing the players as much as possible to deal with any scenario so that they could win, which is brilliant. It's great. It's necessary. But Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant weren't interested in building a team. And LeBron James is interested in building a team. He's interested in building up players. He's interested in getting players involved in the game. He's not going to take the last. If he sees a play where a guy's set up to take the last shot, he's going to give the player. He's not going to hug the ball and take the last shot. He could. We've seen LeBron be very, very dominant. Very, very dominant. If he wants to be take over the game and just be the guy in the game, he can do it. But that's not his game. We've seen him play that game, but that's not him. You see? And so he prefers to build up the people around him and become a tremendous threat, offensively and defensively, to the opposing team versus hugging all the spotlight and saying he's so clutch and he's this clutch player and stuff. Think about this. Magic Johnson was a player like LeBron. Bill Russell was a player like LeBron. How many championships did Bill Russell win with the Celtics? 11. 11. Now, if Michael Jordan was anything like Bill Russell, the Bulls would have passed Bill Russell in terms of wins. LeBron is that guy. And the thing about LeBron that Bill Russell never did was LeBron went to different teams, and every team he was on, he delivered a championship to. Every single one of them. Cleveland Cavaliers had no star players. Got a championship for them. The Heat had D Wade and Botch. Got a championship for them. Botch made it easier. I think the second year they brought in Botch. But it was just D Wade and it was LeBron, right? With the LA Lakers, they built a whole team around them with Phil Jackson and all that. And they had great players anyway. He moved into a team with great players on it. And they won a championship. My point anyway is not that. My point is LeBron can play with any team and make that team so good that they win a championship. He has a history of showing that. Michael Jordan hasn't. Kobe Bryant hasn't. And no other player in the history of basketball has led teams. I'm talking about lead teams to championships. Right? So that is why, if you're talking about the greatest of all time basketball players, you have to think of it in terms of a team. You can't think of it in terms of individual people. Yes, you have to be a leader. You think about Bill Russell, his championships speak for itself. Right? But it's not just about getting championships. It's also about taking teams that are not without championship superstar material on it and carrying these teams to world championships. What LeBron did with the Cleveland Cavaliers cannot be understated how great this guy is. He took the Cleveland Cavaliers, first of all, in his first segment as a rookie, that had never been to the playoffs, never seen the daylight, and led them to the playoffs. Now, Michael Jordan did that with the Bulls. Well, the Bulls had been to the playoffs before, and they had also won championships before. Cleveland Cavaliers had no history of that. Then two, these are just facts, came back to Cleveland and delivered for them the championship they needed to get. Again, no superstar players on this team, but he made the team so much better by being on it. That's what makes LeBron the GOAT. Because this is a team sport. If this was boxing, it's totally different. This is a team sport. You know? And let's look at Michael Jordan. This is Kobe Bryant. Now, when I speak about these guys, I'm only making a case for LeBron. Of course, if you're talking killer instinct, if you're talking the ability, the will to win, the drive to win, viscerally, very competitive, etc. You're talking Bryant, you're talking Michael Jordan, game-winning shots, championships won, they pass LeBron in those things, right? When you talk about, competitive drive and all that kind of stuff, they pass LeBron in those kinds of things. Because LeBron will pass the ball off to another person. He's equally as competitive with them, but in a different kind of way. LeBron is competitive with them in a different kind of way. When LeBron said he's the GOAT, when Scottie Pippen said he was the GOAT, they're not wrong. You can't look at LeBron or Scottie Pippen and say, no, you're not the GOAT. You know why? Because basketball is a team sport. The greatest of all time. If you've been on a great team that has had a dynasty, or you've been on several teams and made them great, made them win championships, you have all right to say you're the GOAT. You have all right to say that. LeBron can get up and say, I am the GOAT. I'm better than Jordan. He can say that because Jordan never did that with other teams. You see, it's the context in which somebody says they're better than somebody else. You have to think about all of that, right? So it's not sacrilege to say that LeBron is better than Jordan. A lot of people talk about Jordan's, the era he was in, the contact sports, the way how he scored, his hang time and all that. These are all individual things. But when you think about who made their teams better, yeah, because it's a team sport. Who made their teams better? That goes hands down to LeBron. Kobe don't got that. Jordan don't get that. And you always say, well, Jordan put up points. I don't care how many points Jordan and Kobe put up. Did the teams win? Did the teams get to championships? It's a team sport, Ninja. You getting tied up with how many points a scorer scores? Who gives a fuck about that? It's a team sport. Did the team win? Jordan put up 63 points against the Boston Celtics. The Celtics still won. So you put up 63 points. So what? So what? Did you get other players involved? Were they gunning at the ring? Did they make 63 points too? See, that's the difference. It's team sport. And don't get me wrong, Kobe was a hell of a player. Jordan was a hell of a player. We're not discrediting them. I'm just saying, in the context of making the team better, not building a team around you. LeBron didn't build no team around him for the Cavs. A Cavs team that never had seen the championships, had never seen a championship ever in the history of it. LA Lakers have a history of seeing championships. Chicago Bulls actually had championships before Michael Jordan came there. These are teams that saw championships before. Cavs never saw a championship, far less been in the playoffs. Think about what I'm saying. The mentality of a sport player, you have to be a team player. You have to be somebody who wants the betterment for the team. If you're a leader for the team, then you got to be the biggest servant. And that's something Kobe and Jordan did not understand till later on in their careers. Because they wanted to win so bad. They were so selfish for themselves. I want to win. I don't want to win for the team. Nah, I want to win for me. They were competitive like that. And it's only later you hear Michael Jordan acknowledging, I don't know about the greatest player of all time. Y'all can, whoever you feel. But when it comes to the greatest team of all time, I think it's the Chicago Bulls because they did 2 3-peats. And he goes into it. And that's the right attitude. So if Scottie Pippen decides to say, I'm the GOAT, I don't want to be remembered as the GOAT, the greatest player of all time. Y'all can't be mad at Scottie Pippen for saying that. Because Scottie Pippen said, there is no GOAT. If LeBron says, James says, I'm the greatest, I'm the GOAT, I'm better, I'm a greater GOAT than Michael Jordan. I'm the greatest GOAT, I'm the greatest GOAT of all time. It don't matter. It's team sports. It's a team sport. You see? And Kobe was a hell of a player, like I said before. Motherfucker could jump, pass, defend. I mean, he studied all aspects of the game. Rebound, do those little things to pass the ball when it was necessary. Finish, great finisher. Clutch. I listened to Stephen A. Smith talk about, Kobe and Jordan were clutch. In the game-winning feature, they were clutch. Like that's something. Does it matter if you're winning the games? If you pass the ball to somebody else and they shoot the ball and they score versus you take the shot yourself? One person was selfish and one person wanted all the glory for themselves. To say, I hit the game-winning shot, and the other person was selfless. Scottie Pippen and LeBron James, they can take the game-winning shot. They don't have a problem with that. They won't choke under pressure. But that's not their game. Pippen preferred to pass the ball to someone else and give them the glory. Whether it's Steve Kerr, John Paxson. That's how they made their name. Steve Kerr, John Paxson. Ron Harper. Pippen will send the ball to them. Pippen could shoot threes. Motherfucker Pippen could shoot threes. Jordan could shoot threes. Harper could shoot threes. Paxson's specialty was the three-footer. What the fuck I'm saying? 3 points. So was Steve Kerr. But it wasn't like Jordan, Pippen, Harper. These guys can shoot threes and score. They were good 3-point 3-point shooters too. Right? But Jordan would slash inside to penetrate the defense. It was systematic what they were doing. Right? Disruptor was Rodman. Rodman would disrupt you so you could get boards, get in your head. You understand what I'm saying? It was strategic. It's a team sport. It's not about hugging the ball and trying to get as many points as possible and saying you bust down 63 points or you bust down 50 points or you bust down 40 points. Who gives a fuck? Are the other team members involved in that scoring? And are they on fire like you are? Because if they are on fire like you are, we got a problem. The opposition team has a problem. That's what LeBron do. LeBron loved, and even Kobe idolized Scottie Pippen's defensive game and his team building game. And trust me, Kobe was a student of the sport. But the problem with Kobe was he always liked to get the ball. He didn't pass. Everybody know that early in his career, particularly, and Jordan, same thing. And it was later on they started passing the ball. I'm not saying Jordan. Remember, Jordan, the position that Jordan used to play on the Bulls early on was more of a scorer, right? He was more of a forward. It was later on he started doing, point positions and, set plays, two guard and stuff like that. So, it's also the position you play. It's expected of you to fulfill that position. So, same thing with Kobe. But then when Kobe used to bring the ball up the floor, he wanted to get back the ball. Once he throw it to somebody, he wanted to get it back. And that was some shit. And Jordan was the same kind of way, the mentality. But they changed. They did change their game. They did change things. And even though they were still prolific scorers, they were sometimes the major scorers for their team, they did get other players involved and make sure they get their hot hand to get them warm up on stuff. Because you got to know what different players do on your team, what they're good at, why they brought in, etc. So, yeah. But Kobe was, don't get me wrong, Kobe was that dude. But when y'all talk about clutch and all that, and remember, Kobe also won the dunk out competition. He and Jordan, right? Pippen never won no dunk out competition. LeBron never won no, and these are all the sexy part of basketball. I'm the man kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? But Kobe was a bad boy. Everybody know that. He's a bad motherfucker. If you want somebody to be clutch and have the game-winning plays, or the guy who wants the ball to have the game-winning, you want Kobe and Jordan on your team. But if you want to win championships I'm talking about, LeBron will get you that. No matter what team you got, LeBron could get you a championship, right? He was that guy to deliver that. That's why some people consider LeBron a GOAT over Michael Jordan. And then longevity. He outlasts Kobe Bryant. He outlasts Michael Jordan in terms of years playing in the NBA. And still fresh, still good, still athletic. And that's another thing you got to look at. You got to look at it. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was also had a lot of longevity. LeBron knew how to pace himself. I don't know how to kill myself going all out all the time. It's a team sport, right? I delegate responsibility to different people. And that's the way to play team sports, because it's a fucking team sport. It ain't an individual sport. And that's where a lot of people get confused, right? This motherfucker here, Michael Jordan, bad motherfucker. He saying no, competitive motherfucker. We're not going to down this man. We're not going to put him down, okay? But, and thanks for him, I see moves I never saw before in my life. He made basketball really sexy. He made it very, very popular, okay? They commercialized him a bit, but nonetheless, he made it very, very popular. And he used to do some shit, man. He used to look at this motherfucker in the air. Perfect form. Look at this motherfucker in the air. And this is young Michael Jordan. Okay? So I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get why Michael Jordan is seen as an icon and so on, and the greatest player of all time. I get it. They did a movie on him, all kinds of shit, even though the movie didn't do him justice. All right. Michael Jordan was like, I mean, his form was ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, having said that, and I grew up around Michael Jordan. I mean, Michael Jordan was my idol for a certain period of time as well. So, let's not get it twisted. Michael Jordan is phenomenal to watch. Okay. LeBron is not as phenomenal as Michael Jordan. But once again, that's cool. But can you take any team and get him a championship? No. The only team he could do that with was the Chicago Bulls because the pieces were in play for him to be able to still look good and get a championship. Same thing for Kobe Bryant. Again, I'm not here to tear down Michael Jordan because y'all might think this is what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Phenomenal. Three-peat twice. Had to be there. The team, the Bulls, without Michael Jordan, would never have gotten those championships, right? Pushed team members, had a certain way about them, etc. Same thing with Kobe, right? Driven basketball player. Hell of a career. But if I want my team, I'm forming a team, and I need a championship within 3 years, right? I'm not taking young Michael Jordan. I'm taking young LeBron. You see what I'm saying? Now, if I want a championship within 3 years, I'm not taking Michael. I'm taking Scottie Pippen and LeBron James. I'll take Scottie Pippen and LeBron James over Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant any day, any time. Because I know Kobe used to fight with Shaq about who get the last play and who two alphas. That make no sense. LeBron and Scottie Pippen would agree amongst each other how to distribute that leadership and responsibility. And I swear to you, man, Pippen and LeBron together on the court get more rings than Jordan and Kobe on the court with another team. Because them two are going to butt heads at some point. Now, they both driven, and they all have philosophies, but when it comes to the game-winning shot, Kobe going to want it, and Jordan going to want it. And that's where the rift going to be. Now, who going to lead the team? You think Jordan going to let Kobe lead the team, or Kobe going to let Jordan lead the team? They're going to have conflict. And that conflict is what's going to allow people like LeBron and Pippen to beat them. Because Pippen and LeBron will make sure all team members are involved in the game, both offensively and defensively. And that's how they beat them. That's how the Celtics beat the Bulls back in the day. But is Michael Jordan a freaking phenomenal player? Abso-freaking-lutely. But did he have a freaking incredible career? Abso-freaking-lutely. Pippen will always say Michael Jordan is his first pick to be with him on the team. You know why? Because Pippen compliments Michael Jordan on the court. Penny Hardaway would compliment Michael Jordan before he got hurt on the court. Because Penny don't care. Penny don't care about who's, got to get the ball to get the game winning shot. He don't give a fuck about that. He wants to see his team win. You understand what I'm saying? So I can see Michael Jordan, Penny Hardaway winning championships, doing it Jordan's way, right? I can see Anthony Hardaway and Kobe winning championships together, because Penny don't give a fuck about who's the head dog or who. He do whatever necessary. Scottie Pippen, same kind of guy. They don't give a fuck about that. It's about the team. Whatever's best for the team, they gonna do. That was Bill Russell as well. That was his philosophy. Strong team, not strong individual players, strong team. And that's also LeBron James' philosophy. So when y'all guys say, LeBron James, he can't touch Michael Jordan's boots, what exactly you mean by that? You gotta clarify. Well, in terms of the clutch gene, in terms of taking the final shot, LeBron will choke on that, whereas Michael Jordan, Kobe will take it. Well, that's your perception of LeBron. LeBron's a less selfish fighter, less selfish basketball player, and he passed the ball. He like to get everybody involved, down to the last, once they win. You see? And that's the difference, man. Just because he's big and strong, and he's probably physically very strong, motherfucker, could jump over a man like Jordan doesn't mean that LeBron is that aggressive and wants the attention to himself and wants to take the game shot and all that stuff, right? We've seen a version of LeBron like that, and it didn't order well for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He tried to be like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, just dominating everything and scoring like mad and shutting down people. But if he's on fire, but the rest of his team is not on fire, what good is that? And so he learned, now that ain't my way of playing basketball. And he went back to what he did. And that's how the Cleveland Cavaliers, the second time around, won the championship. Now, I got one more thing to say, and I'm out of here. LeBron James, depending on the category, I wouldn't say he's as flashy or as exciting as a Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant, right? Them guys did a lot of different things. They did dunk out contests, defensively when they steal the ball, it looks very exciting. I wouldn't say LeBron is as exciting as those guys. I don't think he's as versatile as those guys in terms of, what they can do in the air with the ball and so on. He's more basic than them, right? He's not as creative as them. Let me put it that way. Now he's creative in terms of making plays. Strategically, he's more creative. But when it comes to like what they can do individually with the ball, he's nowhere on their level. And I think that's why a lot of people say Michael Jordan's a GOAT. Look what Michael Jordan did. Look how he create these plays. Look how he break down the defense, etc. Right? LeBron's more of a team player. He's more of a passer. So that's where I think the GOAT conversation, they're saying that LeBron's no way like Kobe or like Jordan in that respect. What Kobe used to do and what Jordan used to do with the basketball is just simply amazing. Just simply amazing, right? Where you think there's no way this dude's getting to the rim, they get to the rim. So LeBron ain't that guy, right? He can get to the rim. He can do a lot of things, as a power forward, etc. But he's not as versatile as them guys. What they do in the air and how they move their hands all around and hang time and all that. In fact, I wouldn't say that LeBron has much hang time. He don't really have a lot of hang time like them guys. So physically, as a specimen, he nowhere in the category of LeBron, of Kobe and Michael Jordan. Okay, that is where a lot of you end the conversation. And you say he's not as clutch as Kobe and Jordan. He is clutch, but it's just that he facilitates another part of his game instead of being clutch and taking the shot himself. Right. So, anyways, my point being that LeBron James, if he got sink free throws to win a game, he sinks his free throws to win a game. He's clutch, but he chooses
to get other players involved in the game. He chooses to do that. He's like a Scottie Pippen in that respect. He's like a Magic Johnson in that respect. He's like a Bill Russell in that respect. You're looking at a different kind of player. You see what I'm saying? So you have to be able to bear that in mind when you're talking about LeBron James. Phenomenal guy. You can make a claim that he is the GOAT. I ain't gonna be mad at you because I understand where his mentality's at on what he tries to do with teams. And the evidence is the proof is in the pudding. 3 teams that he been on, he got all of them a championship. And Jordan's not been able to do that with the Washington Wizards. Kobe never left the LA Lakers. Bill Russell never left the Boston Celtics. Magic Johnson never left the LA Lakers. Scottie Pippen left the Bulls, went to the Rockets, and then to the Blazers. He couldn't get them championships. LeBron stands alone when it comes to that. And that's an argument that you can make that he is the GOAT in that respect. Because it's a team sport. I'm what you need. You guys have a good one.